Okay, guys, so I did a thing here. So I got the full suit. Try breeding over here. I think I went back in with 9,000 more horror chips, and yeah, we got the full set over here. Like I think the last pull I did, like because I was missing only the arm. I was like, all right, I guess I gotta go one more multi summons, and there you go. Pop up two arms. I'm like, whoo, oh boy, that was kind of lucky right there, because I could have gone so many different parts. I think along the way I was able to get uh four four chess piece. Yeah, that was quite a lot. I kind of like, I think I recycled the head initially. I should have just kept the head because I mean, I knew I probably was gonna go back into it, but whatever. Here we go. We got the full set of the Try Burning Gundam over here. The reason I have a melee weapon there because I need to. Actually, I don't even need it because I probably won't be using it on my actual. Maybe I will be using it on my actual build. I'll probably give you guys what kind of damage output we can get. You can kind of expect from this from my build personally. Obviously, depending on what your build is compared to mine, it's gonna be totally different in terms of like what kind of damage we're doing. So what we're gonna test out, we're gonna test out in terms of because on the review. I talk about the arm EX skill. It's more of like a projectile. It's like a range melee attack. I'm gonna give you guys what kind of range we're looking at. There's a different scenario how we're looking at how we're looking at. I kind of do want to compare that to like the double sky backpack, but it's kind of unfair. Two different parts. Both of them, kind of do the same thing in terms of like it's gonna be like a long range melee attack, but this one will be the one we're gonna be testing out. This one is your also gonna be your awakening EX skill. I'm also gonna test out this one. This one is gonna be like your lake tornado like EX skill over here, and then finally we have this one over here, our custom EX skill. This one is a pretty good animation overall. So I will be running this on my CD build per usual. My CD build is around 88%, 82%. So we should be able to see these two fairly, like the first two EX skill fairly often, I would say. So before like hopping in, right? Let me actually show you guys what kind of effects you guys can be looking at. So you can do modified parts, and then you give you this over here. These are the pieces you would get if you were to get the actual high grades anyway. So I think the actual high grade kit does look a little bit better in terms of like what kind of like the, I think the orange esque effect parts. But besides that, you can also activate the effects in this game, which is going to give you this flaming effects over here. Look at that. Doesn't this look so nice over here? Wow. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't shed all the armor pieces over here. Because like in the elbow right there, it should have shed all the armor, like even in the leg, in front of the leg too. I didn't know why they didn't give us that option. It could have just been like a simple thing, right? Just kind of share up some of the armor, but it is kind of what it is. I don't know if like the ring in the back is default to the try burning. I don't even think that's the actual one. I don't know. I didn't. It's been a long time since I looked at the actual high grade, so I could have been mistaken, right? But here you go. So these is just all the effects over here. So without further ado, we will hop into some events that has multiple enemies. So we'll be right back. All right, we are in the red comment. What is it? Multi missions over here. So let me actually back up, like trying to see if I can get a good range, and then, here, let me see. Whoops! Whoa! All right. I should have picked a map where the enemy doesn't move initially, so we can kind of test out the range. What are we doing here? All right, yeah, we got, yeah. So once you hit them, you are gonna get a fairly good amount like enemy right out the bat. So we can kind of test out the range right here. So let's say we're about right here, like you see the red dots. So it's not indicating we are in range. So let's see if it's gonna hit. I don't think it's gonna hit, right? No, it's not gonna hit. Alright, we are gonna die right here. I shouldn't take on the EX stage, so that's kind of my bad. So I'm probably gonna hop out of this. But I'm gonna show you guys one of the the custom EX skill real quick. Look at it, look at this. Ooh, look at that right there. Wow. Hello, that looks kind of savage, right? But what about from here? Like, they're not moving, so we can kind of test it out. Alright, from right here, that's a pretty good distance, right? No. If this was the double sky backpack, that would have reached. What about the leg? What about right here? I think right here will hit for sure. Yeah. What? A little bit closer then, I guess. Oh no, don't hit me. Nope. Maybe right here. I think right here should hit. No. Alright, so this give you guys a pretty good gauge, right? So we can kind of determine by how many trees we're behind. Let's see, like we got a cluster of trees right there. Whoa. Like what about right here? I don't know. Is it? Oh, nope. What about the leg skill? What are we looking at? Okay, but alright, this is how it looks like, but it's not alright. I do have to hop back in again. Alright, so we are at the red comment multi-mission state over here. So what we're gonna actually do, we're gonna test out the range of this over here. So let's see, I was at lunch right about here, so let me see if this will hit. Because I believe the double sky around this range should hit. Alright, let's see. No, you can kind of see it's kind of like a traveling type. So you can see it's kind of moving around. So let's say if I was able to get one of the enemy like about this range, I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit the other one as well. Well, I didn't want you to move. Let's see from about right here. It's gonna hit at this point, right? Yeah, obviously it's gonna hit. Let me see if I can get a cluster of them. So let's see. Are they all gonna start charging in? No, they're not. I'm trying to see if I can get a group of them, you know, just kind of gather up around here, you know. Or they are not. I think some of them are just kind of static, not moving. How many did we get? No, that's not a lot. I don't think the easy stage can kind of show you guys what we're looking at. And this one does not have a dot, like a dash in, so what you need to do for this EX skill, for the leg EX skill, you're gonna have to be in a little bit of a close proximity, but let's see if we can hit multiple enemy right here, like just around here. Okay, so one thing we were able to test out right there, so if the first combo you are, like the first part of the combo, if you are able to knock down one enemy, like the final kick going downward, you are going to transition into the next enemy. So that is good thing to know if you are in a situation where, you know, surrounded, you want to see if you can take out multiple enemy, and that is you can. So that's a given. Alright, so that's a good testing right here. I'll probably hop into a harder stage. Just so we can kind of like test out a little bit further in terms of like, alright, when you have a cluster of enemy coming in and all that. Because they're obviously not chasing me, they're just kind of standing there. So not the best testing environment for this one, so a little bit unfortunate. So I'll probably hop off from here and then, you know, we'll test it out in a different scenario. Okay, so I went to a difficulty higher up here, so you can kind of see the enemy are kind of coming in towards me, but not all of them. Like only the big scale one are coming in, like the masquerade size over here. So I do want to get a cluster of them so I can potentially get a massive kill here. So I think this should be a pretty good range. Hopefully I don't get... Alright, let me see. Don't knock me down. Nice. Yeah, you can kind of see it travels through. You see that one enemy did not get hit initially, right? But like a few ticks later on, it was able to hit the next enemy. So that's something you keep in mind. This EXU does kind of travel along in its way. Alright. So if there was another enemy in close proximity before he land that kick, you know it's gonna hit. So that is something to keep in mind as well in terms of like how you want to use it personally. Depending on like what kind of situation you're looking at. So let's actually use the custom E skill right here. No, let me use the leg E skill again, just a quick demonstration. Alright. Oh, there you go. So the leg is able to hit both enemy on the land as well. So alright, so good to know. Whoa, guys, stop hitting me. Okay, so we gotta group them here. So let me actually do this and see if I can get... Oh, yeah, you see, this is what happened with this E skill over here because you're not locked into frame when you're using it. So like I said, if you get hit with those like bazooka rounds, you're done basically. So alright, let's actually use this right here. Ooh, look at this, look at this. Change the color, red, yellow, and then purple, and then the final Shrek right here. Ooh, bam. But that final hit is not gonna hit multiple enemies, so that's something you don't have to worry about. Okay, nice. Hit multiple enemy right there. Nice. Yeet. It does have a pretty long, like a pretty wide range, so that's something that's really good. I remember the original, the build burning does have the same leg skill as well, so it's Pretty sure it's just like a copy and paste, like just a little bit, I guess a little bit more effects on top of that, but nothing too groundbreaking. Groundbreaking E skill right here as I'm using it. Bad pun. Alright, so I guess I'll gather up the enemy one more time. Look at those flame though. I guess right around this range should be good. Let me back up here. So don't hit me. Nice. Yeah, you can see like it takes a few seconds before you can move on and hit the other enemy. So it's pretty good overall. If you do want to, like I said, this one is gonna be a good one to trade. But like I said, the fastest you skill will have is like if you get hit with like a special attack, like a special beam attack, you get knocked out. So that is something different from the double sky, backpack over there. All right, so we're gonna hop in one more time. So this time around, I do want to give you guys a good example of what kind of damage we can be doing. Obviously, we have all sorts of like typing in terms of enemies, so uh, good chances I'm not gonna be able to give you like a good type advantage in terms of like damage output over here. So, all right, let's see what we can do right here. Wow, yeah, you can see at type advantage you are able to get a 1 million attack over here, so that's quite nice. Whoops, I was not in range over there, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Alright, let me actually change this because I did get multiple attacks, so I just want to see what kind of custom EQ damage we can get at the end of the day. What are we doing? Did it run out? Oh, I think, yeah, it ran out. Yikes. So that's a little bit unfortunate because it ran out. It would have probably do or did around 2 million with the final strike. But you can kind of see the flame kind of just went out, so the buffer kind of died right there, so you can see pretty good overall damage from just the army skill because it is the awakening, and then with my buffs I have on my kits as buff EX skill, so that's why you can expect some good damage out of that. I didn't activate my job gauge. If I would have activated my job gauge, you could have probably got like a little bit more out of it. So let's see, what are we doing here? Yeah, 1.4, not bad, like not bad overall. Alright, so I guess this is pretty much it, there's not gonna be a good effective way for me to kind of test out the damage overall here. If we have the daily crew mission to the RE72, I can probably do a good combo on him, but unfortunately that is not live currently, so I this is the best we can do right now. So I guess if I can land this hit right here, I don't know. Let's see if I can land it, maybe. Ooh, nice. Alright, so that one last enemy I couldn't really get, but this is gonna be pretty much it over here, so let me hop out here. Alright, so my final verdict for the try burning in them over here, I'm pretty overall satisfied with it. I think personally I like the unit, so that's why, like, despite how many hardships I went in, like, I want to get it. That is something to kind of tell you guys, like, if you guys do truly like a unit, you you just kind of go all in. That's why, like, sometimes, like, I always say, like, save up for a unit that you truly like, instead of just going for parts you like. That gives you like probably like the best damage output on all good stuff over here. But overall, the EX skill are pretty fun to use, especially the arm. But the leg is a little, I would say, just a little bit underwhelming. I would say I think it's pretty much the same as the one we already have, as the build burning Gundam, the standard version of it. But the back cutscene EX skill is truly fantastic. The only part I want them to kind of add on is like give us like that what is it, the build burning, the burning burst kind of effects when he activate that. I think that would truly makes this wonderful. But like I said like the alteration review, not a lot of people would use like a full suit like this. So I mean, if you, let's say if you have the full suit, you can kind of get that little extra gimmick on top of that. I feel like that is something they can kind of add on, just for a little bit of a uniqueness to it. But like I said again, it doesn't really matter too much of it. I think the overall custom E skill is it's a good replicate of what we have in the actual enemy. But let's talk about the stat wise and the overall portrait wise. I think they are is serviceable, right? You get really high armor, so this guy is gonna be a tank. Depending on how you're gonna build it. In terms of the portrait, I mean, some of them does revolve, like the chest, I believe, revolves around high mobility. If high mobility is not a tag you guys are using, I don't think this unit overall, just for the chest, not something you want to invest too much into. But like I said, it just really depends on what you guys are looking for. If the portrait over here is something that intrigues you in a way, this might be something you want to get. But overall, a pretty good unit to me personally, just because of like the E skill, they are pretty fun to use and all that. So that being said, this is gonna be it for this video over here, and then I will catch you guys out on the next one.